welcome to this then, the last session actually for us under the PharmaConnect conversations. And this session is really AgroConnect, if you like. So it's about Agrobioproducts in Africa. And this is co-hosted by my good friends at ICGEB and also DSI. So we are grateful for them setting this up. This session is also streaming on Facebook. So if for some reason you get kicked out and you can't come back in, you can follow on that link, which I have also emailed. So maybe just a little bit about PharmaConnect. What we try to do is to convene players in the biotech pharma industry, and it's as broad as you like, because agriculture is also part of the pharma value chain. We derive a lot of ingredients, for instance, from agriculture, things like starch, stearic acid. So in a sense, this is not a very strange territory for us. We've actually been having various webinars going way back to April. We've talked about what we know about COVID. We've talked about whether the ancestors have answers in by way of the herbal teas, which has become a focal point for us. And then we talked a lot about cannabis. And all of these, I think, would be better off if they did not have chemicals. And that's why agrobioproducts are really central to better quality foods and products in general. As part of our COVID response, we actually came up with an app which you can contact us and you can test it out. So this app is actually in 15 African languages. It's highly infographic and therefore can be used as a digital recording system, doing away with the paper that we normally see in many organizations. So for the past 3 months, we have had a huge focus on cannabis and agriculture. So for instance, in October, we talked about financing of biotech and agriculture in Africa. And then we had a GMP workshop where we talked about cannabis and botanicals and herbals. We were also fortunate to actually have a bilateral meeting with biotech players in Ireland who are wanting to come into African markets. And then just last week, we had an Afro-herbal marketplace where we had companies with ingredients or companies sourcing ingredients coming in and pitching their products. We've also had a workshop facilitated, which was a DTIC workshop, Ethiopia and South Africa. And so today it's great that we have DSI, Department of Science and Innovation, and ICGEB here and working on this together. May I just ask that when you come in, you mute yourselves, please, colleagues. So this was just the nature of the companies that came through Invest SA. Obviously, we want investments in South Africa. We want investment across the world, especially at the time of COVID. And then these are the small companies that came through for the marketplace. And we are always thankful for our sponsors. We do have a YouTube channel, so you can follow us on YouTube, and you can then see all of these things that we've been doing for the past 6 months. And then, as I said, we are also on Facebook. Looking forward to 2021. I think everybody just wants to get out of 2020, but 2021 might be just a part 2 of 2020, going by what we're seeing around the world. However, we do actually have a workshop sponsored by ICGEB, and this one will be very topical because it will be about biological and vaccine manufacturing and regulation. And we are looking for young scientists who would like to come to this, because there's actually sponsorship available. So you can go to the ICGEB website, or even to the PharmaConnect website and encourage people to apply for travel grants, or send us an email as always. We also have an innovation challenge around Sustainable Development Goal number 2, which is to end hunger. And in this, we are partnering with university innovations who are key in commercializing research in new markets. And it's called Salvation Innovation Challenge. So it's for startups in agriculture, food, nutrition. So if you're a startup or an entrepreneur and you'd like to be involved, just drop Bob an email. And it's going to be South-South. So we're looking for people working in Africa, Asia, South America. It will kick off in March 2021. If you're a big company or an organization, we are also happy to have you as an advertiser or to sponsor our events as always. So to the business of the day. So today we have a very busy program, but very interesting program. And these will be our speakers. So we will introduce these speakers as we go forward. So to start off with is Dr. Maneshwi Yagmohan Naidu, Director at Agricultural Biotechnology at DSI. Are you here? Okay.
Yes, I am. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So I will hand over to you. And then after that, my colleague, Dr. Dennis Ndolo, will take over for the rest of the program. I would like to encourage you to just write in the chat box, as we go along, so that this is an interactive session. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to just put things in the chat box. But over to you, Doc.
A very good afternoon to our honored speakers today, all other guests who are joining us online, and to all my colleagues. From the Department of Science and Innovation, it is really a pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to this afternoon's joint colloquia on bioproducts for sustainable development in agriculture, a focus on bioinoculants and biofertilizers. As mentioned, this event is co-hosted with the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, who is really a strategic part and international partner of the Department of Science and Innovation. The African component of the ICGEB, or also referred to as the Cape Town component, is supported by the DSI in terms of its operations, as well as its strategic program. Now, as you will see from today's program, both the ICGEB as well as our other invited guests are doing some fantastic work in agriculture, particularly around bioinoculants and biofertilizers. It is important to note that this is the second workshop that has been supported in this series. The first workshop was the biofertilizers and biopesticides workshop, which was really looking at stakeholders from South Africa and Africa. And it was a side event to the Science Forum South Africa 2019. It was involved the CSIR, the international, and it was at the ICC. And other role players were the Southern African Network for Biosciences, the South African Sugarcane Research Institute, the Technology Innovation Agency, the Bioprocessing Platform, as well as the BioAfrica. And I think it was important to note that it involved both industry experts as well as civil society. And this meeting is particularly important to both the DSI and the ICGEB, as it aims to continue the dialogue amongst different partners and stakeholders, including experts from around the globe. So we're grateful to your input and support, and for us, to all of our speakers for joining us today to come and share and to continue this dialogue. Now, perhaps it's important to mention that this area of work falls within the National Bioeconomy Strategy, which really seeks to support research, development, and innovation, as well as the commercialization of products. And we know in agriculture, I think that is critical, that as we invest in research, it's really about how can we make sure that the time to get these products into the market, such that we are able to make the contribution in terms of the research intents. And in agriculture, we are driving, it is perhaps worthwhile to mention, just very briefly, we are driving a new theory of change in terms of how innovation can support economic recovery. So in this COVID and in the post-COVID era, in terms of the lessons we have learned, it is important for us to look at how innovative products, processes, and services can support economic recovery, not only to develop creative and agile solutions to support productive value chains, but also to look at how we can support biosafety, biosecurity, and there's a new drive around digital solutions, as well as green economy solutions that will grow GDP, support food safety, but also increase regional and global trade. And to do this, we really need strong partnerships and workshops that will assist us to drive the necessary dialogue, explore new mechanisms, because in this space, within research development and innovation, the needs are continuously changing. The solutions that are available to us continue to grow, and we really need to continue to look at new models to achieve the agility we seek. And included in this is also the focus on regulations as well. So with these few words, I wish the colleagues well in their deliberations today in assisting us in carving solutions that will assist our domestic and global endeavors to revitalize agriculture in this post-COVID era. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maneshri, for that timely message. And so I will hand over now to Dr. Ndolo. Dennis?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you all very much. Thanks for all who are involved in putting together this program, the participants, as well as the speakers. Thanks, Maneshri, for those excellent opening remarks. I mean, one of the things that came out for me is the importance of dialogue, especially as you say, needs are constantly changing. So this is a dialogue series, and this discussion series should help further discuss issues that are pertinent to harnessing the great potential of the agro-bioproducts market. Now, not to take up too much time, I'll go directly to our speakers. The first speaker for today is Dr. Vittorio Venturi. Vittorio is the group leader of the bacteriology group at the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, and is also the ICGEB scientific coordinator. He has several years of experience in research involving rhizosphere bacteria. One of his very significant projects is the Strains for Plants project, which is involved a lot in the development of microbial products for agricultural applications. Dr. Vittorio is going to take us through a presentation entitled The Rice Microbiome and Plant Health. Vittorio has 25 minutes, and then we will have 5 minutes for questions. Over to you, Vittorio.